Definitely MBA or PG or management level graduation or post graduation definitely adds value to your learning.
Again, taking it to the next phase, I remember in 2018 when I had started my CFA journey, there was a teacher I will not name, and he had said this thing that अगर आपने CFA कर लिया and you do an MBA in marketing, not MBA in finance, surprisingly, you'll be a complete package because you'll have the technical skills that the finance people need, and you'll develop those presentation skills, that creativity skills, etc. And today, in fact, especially today se zyada I would say post COVID, we're seeing a lot of people come to marketing, and marketing has suddenly bloomed, I would say, especially from what it was before. Not that it was any less, but it has really like taken a shape. You are a teacher in this field specifically. What are your thoughts on that? Do you really think that yes, it is blooming, and do you really think that somebody from a very technical background, like you also mentioned, engineers come and do this, it is very beneficial for them?
So when you say that only by doing marketing or specialization in marketing MBA would make you a complete package, then what are finance, HR, operation systems doing? And nowadays there are a lot of other specializations also. So what are they doing? Are they hatching eggs? No, it's not that. MBA is all about the management skills. Now, whether you are managing finance, whether you are managing marketing aspects, whether you are marketing human resources, you need management. And therefore, in most of the MBA institutes, first year, or generally it is of 2 years, then first year, all the generalized subjects are taught, irrespective of whether it is A institute, B institute, or XYZ institute. In or a certain up to a certain trimester or a semester, all the common subjects, whichever specialization you are going to take in your next year or next term, irrespective of that, certain base is created. And then you decide which field interests you more, marketing or finance or HR or systems or operations or whatever, right? So I wouldn't say that only marketing is a complete package. Finance could be a complete package for a finance field. Marketing would be a complete package for marketing field. Okay, HR would be a complete package for HR field. For example, if I am in marketing, I am not much concerned with of course I need good people, so hiring is important for me. The good marketing professionals are important for me to hire, but I'm not considered on the compensation aspects, on their provident fund aspects or whatever, or the technicalities of a human resource. But at the same time, human resource needs that. But that does not mean that a human resource need not identify the right person who is going to be able to do the marketing job. So he also requires some marketing knowledge. Similarly, we can have a lot of permutations of finance, HR, operations going on with it. So yes, in itself, a specialization is what a person decides. And nowadays, there are a lot of dual degrees. There are a lot of what we call it as a cross-functional and a cross-specialization degrees, or MBA degrees or PGDM degrees that are also offered to students, where they can have multiple skills. So I can be a good musician and I can be a good dancer. Or if I am playing flute, I can still play harmonium. Okay, it's not that I cannot. So same way, a good HR professional can also be a good marketer. A good marketer can also be a good finance manager. It all depends on how and what, because that's what I said, that your learning should never stop. So as after your MBA, when you are placed, and as your career graph increasing, who is a manager, who is a CEO? So ultimately, CEO say that since I have come from marketing field, I will only manage the marketing aspects? No. So if you are an efficient CEO, you are also managing finance, marketing, HR, operations, systems, or every aspect of your organization. So what is a complete package? You have to decide for yourself as to till what level you want to call yourself a complete package, or you want to grow.
Fair. Keeping this question again in mind, and the previous question as well, like I said, post-COVID, marketing has bloomed. Even before, but I think the sudden, differentiation, if I go back maybe 20 years ago, marketing was a very plain, like it was like one department. Now there's content marketing, there's paid marketing, there's digital marketing, there's influencer marketing. There are various verticals that have opened up. जो पहले होता था just marketing, advertising, these two things, जो ads आते थे, these Tata Sky jingles, that is the marketing. But now it has really gone deep, right? And now, while the creative aspect is there, it is also becoming more technical, at least for what I feel. What are your thoughts on that?
50 years back, were you using smartphones?
No, I was not born.
Okay, you were not born. Even I was not born. I'm not that old. Okay, so if I may just ask you.
We're very young guys.
Yeah, 50 years back was there internet. Okay, so when these things were not there, the technicalities change, then the upgradation will also happen.
Correct.
Now, in my I don't remember in when I did my MBA in 2004 2007, I had learned a course on influencer marketing or digital marketing. I don't remember. Email marketing was there,
But today it's there.
but today it's there.
Okay.
So today influencer marketing, digital marketing are core subjects. So as the trends change, that upgradation happens, and it has to happen. Otherwise, if you are not, if you put a water in just one watertight compartment, it will become stale. It has to flow, no? So same way, your knowledge, your upgradation, your whether you call it your studies or your knowledge levels or whatever, they also have to grow and they have to flow with the changing times. So when you say that marketing has changed, yes, marketing has changed and marketing will keep changing. If it does not change, then it's not marketing, then it's history. And I'm sure I'm not teaching history to students at my MBA institute.
Absolutely.
Right. So marketing needs to develop, and same applies to any management studies. Right.
But do you think that because of the upgradation, it has opened up more job verticals than there were before? If I put it out that way.
Definitely yes. Definitely yes. There are some jobs which have become stale. For example, you don't need stenographers now. Okay, but you need somebody who is coding or programming.
So, I will cut you here. Can you just tell the audience exactly what is a stenographer, what they used to do?
Okay, so stenographer is nothing else but a typist. A person who is managing, okay, he has a secretary of his own, okay, who will type letters for him. Maybe a typist or a secretary or stenographer. These were the designations in the old times.
Okay.
Now today you type your own letter, you draft your own email and send it across within within fraction of a second. So you don't need. So some jobs have gone, but to create this technology, or there are some jobs which have come up. No, in olden days there were postmen, but today we WhatsApp messages and we send emails. But then somebody in the background is creating that email or that technology for the email to work or for WhatsApp to work. Right. So jobs will get replaced. Even when today, when people say that AI is going to take away a lot of jobs, I'm sorry if I'm interfering in your next question, but when we say that AI is going to take away jobs, I don't think so. AI can assist people in doing the work faster. So there will be requirement of more people who are prone to who are used to using AI and then doing their jobs faster. That may be there. And ultimately, for creating AI technology also, there are some jobs which have been created, or rather many jobs which are IT companies have created. So I wouldn't say that any kind of a new technology brings any kind of a stagnancy. It just upgrades. You have to upgrade yourself and use that technology. Okay, so maybe 50 years back, even in surgery, okay, there were no technology or laser technologies or whatever were used. But today doctors are using it. No, so have doctors' job reduced? Is a robo coming and doing your surgery? Maybe not. But then those are helping you in making these medical facilities better. Same applies to marketing, same applies to finance, same applies to any other jobs of management field.
Even if it takes away something, it will put up something.
It will put up something, yeah. It's replaced. It's not excluded. It's replaced.
So, like I mentioned, and like you also said, like marketing is also getting technical. Like pehle it was all about, we used to say that only the creative minds are coming in marketing, but now I in fact recently saw, again I will not name the company, but a few companies for that matter, for their paid media posts especially, or performance marketing ads as we call it in multiple ways, they have actually mentioned in their requirements CFA or someone who's done an investment banking. Instead of marketing, these are the requirements, somebody in the IT department. And we have also seen a lot of people who have done CFA, myself also, but doing a lot of marketing. Why do you think that is happening? Do you think because it is that technical? So we feel like जो investment banking में था वो जरूर कर पाएगा. What do you think is this reason?
See, marketing may or may not be technical. However, to do a particular job, you require specific functions. My marketing skills will be very different while selling a toothpaste while selling an insurance policy or while selling a laptop.
Correct.
Now, if I'm selling a laptop, I need to know the technology, no, that the laptop is working on.
Absolutely.
Okay, वो उसमें RAM क्या होगा, उसमें memory क्या होगा, उसमें कौन सी technology use हो रही है, whatever. But if I am selling insurance, I also need to understand a little bit of actuarial science or actuaries कि भाई probability क्या है, उस हिसाब से वो प्रीमियम्स बनते हैं. So if a customer asks me कि भाई इसका प्रीमियम इतना ज्यादा क्यों है, तो भाई ये probability और ये होने की probability ज्यादा है. That's why you are paying a higher premium on a medical insurance than, or maybe rather I would say, I will just give you some insurance basics, that a term plan is always cheaper than an endowment plan.
Yes.
Why? Because endowment plan is investment.
Right.
So there are some costs involved along with that. Now whether you call it a finance knowledge or whether you call it a technicality of this subject, so you need to know. So when I'm selling a bank policy, insurance policy or a banking product, I also need to know some bit of finance. If I'm selling a technological product, I need to know some bit of technology.
No, I completely agree to what you said, but again, taking it a little bit more deeper to specifically paid media, because a lot of people have this conception, ads or performance marketing, again, like I said, is one of, again, conception, I might be wrong, or it is one of the highest paying verticals in marketing, or people are really getting paid for it. In fact, there were recently an HR person who I was working with, and they were showing me the CVs of people, with 3 years of experience and 11 lakhs, 12 lakhs CTCs are what they're talking, or 2 years of experience. And my understanding is because there was a lot of analysis, and in the world we're living in, analysis, data analysis is becoming very, very crucial.
Data is the new oil.
It is. So जिसको वो आता है.
Yes, definitely. I completely agree. That's why a lot of management institutes are nowadays emphasizing even on data related subjects, analytics and all that.
Correct.
So we wouldn't call it as pure statistics or pure operations research or pure अपना क्या बोलते हैं, information technology or whatever. It's always IT and analytics.
Okay.
And analytics skills are a must in today's world because we ourselves say that data is the new oil. So when you have correct data, you can also segment on what target you want, on whom you want to show your videos. Say you are going into a paid media, but that paid media is not going to everybody. It is going to the right persons or the right people who are the target audience. Right. So when you have the correct data and you are able to filter your data and you are able to understand these analytics as to whom you want to show, which demographics you want to show, where you want to keep. I'm not talking about the algorithmic bias, but I'm categorically telling that yes, data is important. Right. And data is the new oil. So analytics, data have become one of the important skills that people are learning. Those who know it are better paid. Again, I'm telling you, would you select a PG or would you select a
absolutely
graduate? Your answer was PG. But now if I tell you that this PG also knows a little bit of analytics or he has a degree in analytics along with marketing, whom would you select? A person who has an additional skill or a person who has a lesser skill? Obviously a person who has an additional skill.
And that is somewhere opening up, like I said, deviations. People from other fields like IT, yoga, finance, yoga are able to enter the marketing field because of paid media specifically. Yes. Do you think so?
Yes. And same way, even marketing, people are getting opportunities to jump into other fields.
Can you explain that aspect of it?
Say, for example, you know marketing very well. Mm-hmm. You can sell anything. मतलब टकलू को भी कंगा बेच सकते हो. Okay. Mm-hmm. Why can't you do it for finance? Now, if a bank says that okay, this is my data, this is all the data that is given, whom do you think my product is fitting for, or who should be my target market? With the analysis of the data of their past purchases or their demographies or their spending habits or whatever, mm-hmm. okay, you can at least analyze who should be your target market. Isn't that not a skill? Absolutely. There is one new field called as neuro marketing and behavioral economics and behavioral sciences. Mm-hmm. Okay, so marketing has gone to that level to study the behaviors of the consumers. So even that requires some kind of a data, the purchase habits of people, the past history. What do you think Amazon is working on? Absolutely. Right? So Amazon catches every moment from the time you click the website till the time you actually make the Absolutely. Purchase, how many clicks you have done, what pages you have visited, what pages you have stopped visiting. Right. They are looking at your data and they are understanding your purchase habits. And so now marketer is getting aligned with this kind of a job also.
Correct. So like end of the day, like you
said, earlier my duty was only to sell, but now my duty is to understand whom my product is and then sell.
Correct. Fair. And in fact, just to add, because a lot of our audiences on this channel are CFA students, CS students. So when I said that, why they say that marketing is an additional skill for you, because when you're handling money and you're able to understand that person's behavior, you'll be able to manage their money better, convince them that you're a better investor, wealth manager, whatever you want to put it as. Is that correct? If I put
Yes,
out?
yes, absolutely. Because
Great.
so see, marketing skills no logically are everywhere. When you are going for an interview also, okay, when you are going for an interview, whether you are going for a finance role or a HR role or any other field or an engineering role or whatever, you are ultimately marketing yourself.
Correct.
So marketing is everywhere. You need to market yourself also. There is self-branding also. A lot of people do self-branding, all these Bollywood stars, cricketers and all that, which we never used to see earlier. They were only endorsers. But
Right.
today they in themselves are brands. So,
They're selling themselves.
they're
as
selling
well.
themselves, and to be a good it's a skill.
Absolutely.
So to have a good career, even that is counted as one of the skills, right?
Absolutely. So I think first of all, thank you. You've answered all of, I think, the marketing bit, the MBA bit, and we've reached the last leg where I just want to ask you one last question, because for all of you who do not know, unless I'm not even sure if I specified it in the introduction, you're currently doing a PhD as well.
Yes, I
You're
am
on
doing
the
my
journey
PhDs
to it,
also.
right?
Yes.
Sorry, in spite of already having so many feathers in your hat educationally. And today we live in a world where there are a lot of people, of course we feel education is important, but there is also a section of the society who keeps saying, chodo yaar, we'll just practically get it done, which may not be wrong. But slowly I'm seeing, education say there's a certain level of boredom because of Instagram, the concentration span is going out, or somewhere there's a slight switch that, it's okay, we don't want to study, we'll just start working. But a person like you, who is working also and who are still studying, going on to get one more degree, what is your take on that? And how important is it to have a degree as well? And how important is it to constantly learn and have it on paper that मैंने सीखा है?
See, that really depends on your personality. Okay, I call myself a lifelong learner. Even if I wouldn't have been doing my PhD, I would have been doing some other certification or a 3-month course or a 6-month course or a 1-year course or whatever. Okay, so while I was teaching you all also, I was doing my MCom.
I know,
even though I did my
keep
MBA.
seeing. Yeah.
Even though I did my MBA. Then during COVID, I did 2 or 3 important certifications from one was from University of Toronto. Now that is where actually my behavioral economics and behavioral science passion or interest came, in which for which I'm doing my PhD.
Right.
So I have only done a certification in this particular course, but I want to do my PhD also in behavioral sciences and behavioral economics. It is aligned with my teaching also, with my marketing and consumer behavior subjects that I take.
Yeah.
Okay, so even if I wouldn't have been doing my PhD, I would have done something. So while I considered myself that okay, my finance knowledge or my taxation knowledge is a little lesser, I did my diploma in tax. I did my certification in behavioral economics. I've done my diploma in event management. I've qualified for NET and SET, and then many other certifications. I've also done my certification in in emotional intelligence and all that. So these things, you help. I'm a constant learner. There are some people who learn out of experience. I learn out of experience also. I learn out of educational this thing also. And this is honestly not to just put it on paper that I've done this. It's for my own thing. Otherwise, who is telling me to do it?
Absolutely.
So I am doing it out of my passion for learning, my passion for teaching. And every time I learn something, it is adding value to my teaching career. I can say that with utmost confidence. That whenever I learn something, I implement it in my class, and that really helps at a postgrad teaching level.
Correct.
Okay, postgrad level teaching. It really helps. So the more you upgrade yourself, the more you are able to confidently put it to your learners. And as I said, many a times I also learn from my students. So there's nothing wrong in that. But so that may not be giving me a degree, but I learned something from you. I learned something from my student.
So the goal is to learn, not to just accumulate degrees, right?
Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Of course.
And the reason I asked you that is because, like I said, a lot of viewers are, CFA, CA, the finance background here as of now. And, once you're in the finance field, which I'm sure you would also be aware because you do know a little bit about CFA thanks to my irritating you all the time. So people are like, let's do CFA, let's do CA, let's do FRM, let's do this as well, because confusion aa jata hai. However, what you are doing, it's always aligned. So that's why I specifically asked, are you doing it only to pile up degrees, because I always say that, you know, there's no point of piling up degrees जिसका incremental benefit नहीं होगा. So that's why I specifically also clarified it कि knowledge is important. If you're doing it because you're gonna get out, you want to go into that field, get deeper, it's fair. But just to get the certificate, don't waste your
Correct.
time, in my opinion. My next question, that, you know, a lot of people in these competitive exams, even CAT for that matter, in the MBA zone, you know, failure really hurts. And especially ये competitive exams, it's not like, you know, एक ही बार fail होंगे and then you'll clear. There are situations where people fail
times,
multiple times till they reach their goal, like 12th fail.
I had a cousin who attempted 7 times CA final, and just sometimes even for 2-3 marks or something. He could not clear a particular paper, and CA में ऐसा होता है ना कि सारे modules वापस देने पड़ते हैं. So his last level in the final, that whatever that module was, he gave it 7 times. But today he is doing very good. But along with that, he was working. Maybe he did not get his promotion, or he did not get his increments or whatever because of not being a CA at that time. But after he completed, today he is doing very good in one of the reputed companies and all that. So it really depends on how dedicated you are. Now he was very determined that no, he wants to do his CA, and he did it 7 times and he cleared it.
But do you have any advice on how to deal with failure? Like, there are many people who
want
to do it, but it's, you know, it gets mentally.
If you are inclined towards something, you will do it. Okay, no matter how many. And again, you don't need to be very irrational. Also, see, this is always my suggestion to the students. When you think that this is not interesting you are doing it forcibly, or I wouldn't say that there is incapability, but there may be some limitations many a times.
Right.
Okay, it may be any kind of limitations. It may be a financial limitation, it may be a intellectual limitation, or whatever. There are alternate careers available.
Right.
So if you are not able to, you switch it. If you are determined and you want to do it, you do it. There is no right or wrong answer to it. It depends on the person how dedicated he is. But yes, you do not need to get depressed. Exam is not about life and death. Any exam, whether it is a CA exam or a CAT or a CFA or a engineering entrance or a NEET or you know, whatever. These are not life and death situations. So if you fail, you think you are not interested, leave it. If you think you are interested, you are dedicated, try it once again. There's nothing wrong. So beyond a point, you will get success. If not here, somewhere else. But there is no need to get depressed, and there is no need to go under depression and think yourself as a failure. Who hasn't failed?
Absolutely.
Who hasn't failed? Did you walk immediately as soon as you are out of your mother's womb? No. You fall, you crawl, then you start walking, and then you start running. So that's life is all about.
From the mouth of a teacher and a student, both, guys, literally. So for everybody, because I specifically wanted to ask this because there are a lot of people, including myself, everybody knows it, we are battling that. So I really wanted to take it out, and thank you so much that you addressed it. And thank you so much for talking about everything at length. We spoke about the MBA aspect, we spoke about the marketing aspects, and of course we spoke about studying and evolving and learning. So thank you so much for sir joining me. I think we've reached the end of the podcast. Is there a small message that you want to give to our viewers before we conclude?
Small message: whatever you do with your heart.
So one shairi.
So put your head and heart into it.
One shairi. You said in the start you teach poetry and all. You started in Rajkot. You had said
मुसीबतें क्या बिगाड़ेंगी ईमान वालों का, मुसीबतें क्या बिगाड़ेंगी ईमान वालों का, पेड़ों के ऊंचे होने से फलक का कद नहीं घटता.
Genuinely very, very, very nice, and it touched my heart. I mean, sir's touching my heart since 2015 only. So thank you, sir. And in fact, I just want to end this with one thing that I'm sure you don't remember, but I do. I remember when I got my 12th standard board result. My mom also remembers. It was Kapil Sir that told my mother, not even me, please इसको किसी ऐसे field में जाने दो जिसमें बातें होती हैं और presentation.
I still tell you that. In fact, I'm surprised. How did you land up in CFA?
The world is.
But then you can talk in CFA also.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. We found a way to talk about.
You're still talking about CFA, right?
Yeah, that's what. So anybody who keeps asking me, what are you doing on YouTube? This person made sure that जिस field में बात करना हो, जिस field में presentation हो, please यही करना. So my mother remembers Kapil Sir only. देखिए कौन था जिसने सिर्फ
आज तुम बात भी कर रही हो CFA की ही बात कर रही हो. So you were inclined towards CFA.
Yeah.
You have succeeded. You haven't succeeded. That is a out of context question. But you are still talking about it, right? So you're talking.
I'm talking.
That's what I'm saying, guys. There is no right. There is no wrong. You do what you like. You should always enjoy what you are doing. Okay, because when you are forced into something, it doesn't work. And to an extent, there comes a boredom level, there comes a saturation level where you feel no, abhi mujhe ye karna hi nahi hai. So it's better to do something that you like, and that will never give you a boredom.
Absolutely.
Teaching never bores me, honestly. You give me 10 lectures in a day, no, I will not get bored.
I agree.
Okay, so that's my passion, and that.
And you find a way. Like I think the start of the conversation is, if you really are passionate about it, you will definitely find a way to even make money out of it. Because we live in a world where fine expenses are there. It's a practical thing to think, but you will find a way ki dono, or to balance it in some form.
Correct.
Anyways, guys, with that we are ending this podcast. I really want to know your thoughts on it, and please let me know if you want to see Kapil Sir again. We'll find him. It's tough to get him, but we'll get him on the channel if you guys want that. Also, I'll be adding his LinkedIn description, so please check it out. He writes on a lot of good things. Like Sir said, he keeps on doing a lot of certification courses, so he also talks about it, and it is honestly very, very valuable, especially for any future marketing people out there. It is something that you want to take
just to add, I'll just tell you, I've also taken one certification course from Bhishma School of Indic Studies on Indic Studies Chanakya Niti and Arthashastra.
Okay.
Now that also somewhere helps me in my teaching.
Absolutely.
Just it's a lifelong learning, and you decide what you want to do.
Correct.
So enjoy and have a great day.
Yes, and if you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and please subscribe. Sir, tell them.
Thank you, Tanishka. Please subscribe to her channel and help her also achieving her passion and her
help me
career,
so that I continue talking. Thank you, guys.
She will never stop. Don't worry.
Sir, ऐसे बोलोगे तो नहीं करेंगे वो subscribe.